Hello and welcome to my Bioshock Infinite Repeater Guide. The Repeater is the Vox version of the SMG, or machine gun, also known as the Triple R. It is very common in the second half of the game as you encounter and fight more Vox, and it does way more damage than the basic machine gun. It has a slower fire rate, a smaller clip size, but it's pretty accurate and it can do pretty good damage, and it has a better headshot multiplier. So one thing to note about this weapon is that when you aim down the sight and fire, there is recoil. However, you can tap to reduce the recoil when aiming down the sight. But one other thing to note about the weapon, strangely, when firing from the hip, there is no recoil at all. And the accuracy on the weapon, let's see if I can find a nice wall to shoot. Okay, that can't be hit. That can't be, can we find? Trying to find something I can shoot bullets into. There we go. Let's see if we can get on top of this. Alright, so let's shoot it at a range. The accuracy on this weapon is insane. It's almost like 100% accurate. So, and it very well might be, like even when firing in this way. So you can get really precise headshots, assuming your accuracy is there, with this weapon. So it's kind of like an assault rifle in a way, where it's fewer, like you have fewer shots, but they're higher damage shots. The headshots matter more, and the ammo is quite abundant in the second half of the game, which is when you get it. So it's actually quite good. So the upgrades for it, there's two 25% damage boost upgrades. There is a recoil decrease by 50% upgrade, which I would argue you should never get because, as you can see here, what recoil? Then there's also a clip size increase, which does allow you to carry more ammo because your reserve does not change, but your clip does change. So you can carry, what would that be? It's like a 100% increase. So you could have 70 loaded, 50 reserve, so 120 total, which is not bad. The weapon does chew through ammo quickly. So each headshots can deal, with all the upgrades, can probably deal around close to 400, 500 damage a shot, which is pretty good. That's like two to three headshots per enemy to kill the enemy. So let's actually test this. I'm gonna run this in this case. So you can kind of see, get a feel for the damage. I actually couldn't be firing full auto here.
Got it.
Thanks. Alright, so it's just like fire full auto.
See what else I can find.
It's kind of hard to see through that fuzzy wall there. Alright, let's buy some more ammo. So you will chew through ammo quite frequently with this weapon, and possibly even die. Actually, this is better. Alright, so you obviously want to be going for headshots. It's going to be quite difficult when enemies are far away, but when they land... Yeesh. Alright. So we can finish killing these guys. Alright. So, should you run this weapon full time? Should you invest in it? Honestly, it depends. I mean, I'm using it wrong. I'm using it like at a range it's not effective. It's really effective at like close to medium range, but I was just kind of showing like that you can use it at range if you want to. Obviously, it wasn't as effective as it would have been if I was just using something else like a sniper rifle, or, you know, even the carbine in that case would have been good there. So I don't think you should personally invest in it. You can, but I don't like weapons that chew through ammo. Personally, I find them to be like lackluster. Obviously, the more headshots you get with the weapon, the more ammo you conserve. So if you're like really controlled and precise, the weapon's much better. But this weapon suffers the same problem as the normal machine gun does, which one, it burns through ammo. Two, you're going to be paying a lot for ammo in order to restock your ammo. Three, the damage just isn't there. Four, you have to get a ton of headshots, or you make use of plasmids, vigors, which is fine, but the big reason you would want to run an SMG is for mowing down a bunch of enemies at close range, and the weapon's damage is just not there. It, like, if I was running the shotgun at close range, Just a simple bucking Bronco and like lining up a shot so that I'm shooting through multiple enemies can kill multiple enemies in a single shot, and also I can one-shot headshot with the shotgun, which is not something you can do with the repeater. Other weapons that come to mind are like the hand cannon, the sniper rifle. Even the volley gun is much better than the repeater at dealing with groups of enemies. Like, you can interrupt enemies and stun them, which is insane. Especially when using Bucking Bronco or Devil's Kiss, even the upgraded Devil's Kiss. So, like, you're going to be dealing crazy damage with like a combo like this, where you hit for fat damage, fire damage, you put vulnerability, you interrupt them all with the volley gun. So like the whole point of an SMG is like close range effectiveness, and the fact that this weapon has like reduced fire rate but increased damage seems good on paper, but when you actually use it, it just feels like a pea shooter. Like, I think the carbine is much better because you have the kind of the best of both worlds with the carbine. You have the really good accuracy and the better headshot damage and the better base damage. So I think that's if you want like a kind of medium range, like, you know, medium damage weapon, I'd say the carbine is much better than the repeater. It's much easier to conserve ammo with the carbine, so I just recommend running that. But yeah, that's my repeater guide. Overall, I would say it suffers from the same problems as the SMG, which is it burns through ammo, it doesn't deal enough damage or bring enough to the table, and its reserve ammo is very low. So even though you will be finding a bunch of repeaters as you go through the game, the fact that you will be often running low on ammo and needing to get close to enemies to be effective is just like a huge thing working against it. So for those reasons, I don't think it's super good or super viable. I mean, you can run it, but you know, it's just not going to be as effective as other guns. So yeah, thanks for checking us out, and I'll see you in the next one.